Hi guys, it's Miss Arturi and we're going to talk today about Comic Life. You'll notice there's a page of it's Comic Life 2 that's on the screen right now. You guys were working with Comic Life. I have Comic Life 2 because I downloaded it, haven't paid for it, and so you'll see that there's a watermark. But it's pretty much the same as the one that you're going to be working with. The layout page is on the center, is in the center. You have your folders and work, I guess, templates and things like that on the right. You also have tools on the top. So in order to find it, you guys are going to go to the dock on the bottom of the Mac screen. You're going to look for Finder, which is on the bottom left-hand corner. It's a funny face in the blue and white. Click on that and go to Applications. And in Applications, you will find Comic Life. Double click on Comic Life and it will pop open on your screen. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to find a template. I've already chosen a template. It's got 3 horizontal frames there, which is all I need. And I found it in, I think it was in Graphic Novels, but you can locate whatever template you want. There it is right there. You can locate whatever template you want. I'm just choosing this one for what I need. So I clicked and I dragged it here, and that's what I got. The next thing I'm going to do is locate my images, because you need to work with photographs that you've taken. So I'm going to go to Finder, which is in the middle of the page, or in the bottom middle of this folder application. And under Finder, I chose ML Arturi, which is me, and I'm going to locate my images on the desktop, and it is in a folder called Comic Life. So let me just find it. There, and those are the 3 images that I'm looking for. Okay, so I'm going to start with my first image, which is called Cows Curious, and I'm going to click and drag it into my first frame. And you'll notice that plus sign came about when I clicked and dragged it. So what I need to do now is change the positioning and the size of the image. So you'll see that it's quite large, and I just have to click on the image, and you'll notice that there are some squares in the center and on the edge, but it doesn't look like I can frame it the way I want, so I think I'm gonna have to leave it to about there. I'm going to choose my second image, which is the cows one. Click and drag it into the second frame. And then I'm going to choose my last image, which is just cow. And I'm going to put it in the center. And I'm going to make this one way bigger. And maybe that's what I'll do. You'll notice a fancy sounds that my Comic Life makes. Yours isn't going to be the same. It's going to be a little bit more boring. Mine is more cool than yours, but anyway, what are you going to do? Okay, another thing you can do. So it's really straightforward. All you're doing is clicking and dragging. Another thing you're going to do is I'm going to add a filter to these images. So I'm going to double click on my image, and up at the top here it says Style. Your image filter will be in the center, and it'll say Details, but mine is at the top. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to find a style of filter that I want. So that one's pretty cool. I'm going to double click on my second image, and I'm just going to use that one. And so you'll notice when you do this that there are various styles that you can use. You can even just make it black and white. You can make it so it's sort of like inverted, but I like the simplicity of the first one, so I'm just going to use that. And you guys have to make sure that you filter your images when you do this. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a title. So I'm going to go to lettering here. I'm going to click it and drag it to the top. And what I'm going to do is change what it says. So I'm going to call this Crowded Cows. And I'm going to make it bigger. So you can hear that squeak. And I'm going to put it right at the top and maybe just move my images down a little bit. So whenever you use Comic Life and you've chosen an image or what have you, you'll see that you'll have circles or squares around that thing that you've chosen, and that means that you can manipulate the size and the shape of it. So I'm just going to squish it a little bit. I think I can do that. You can also change the style of your title if you go up at the top here. Again, yours is going to be on the right. It'll say details, but you can change it to whatever style you want. And it's kind of cool. It's very, very intuitive. You don't really have to do much thinking when it comes to this stuff. But I like what the first one was, so I'm just going to keep it at that. So that's another thing you can do. I noticed that my frame or my layout is kind of dull. It's just white. So what I'm going to do is change the style of that as well. So I'm going to choose a color that might be complementary to the crowded cows. Maybe green, or which one? Yeah, I'm gonna go with green. Okay, next thing are the bubbles here, the word bubble. So I'm gonna choose a bubble, and I'm gonna put it there, and I'm gonna add my word, or my I guess my font. Hey guys. So hey guys, it's pretty crowded, and you'll notice that that it sort of puts everything, all the words you need, right in the word bubble. So it's you don't really have to do much thinking about that either. But if I wanted to, I can make it a little bigger just by going to this area here, this tool here that says bigger. I can also change the style of font if I choose. I can go to fonts and I can do it manually, which I don't want to do. Yeah, I don't like that. So okay, and that's all I'm gonna do. I might change this a little bit. Okay. Now I'm gonna add another one. I'm gonna add that one and maybe change the direction. And put watch it. You're stepping on my hoof. And the last one, this dude is gonna say, why don't you just move? Get it? Okay. There. Okay, there's my joke. Next thing I want you guys to notice is at the top corner and the bottom corners, you're going to see these little markings, which means that you cannot go beyond those marks. Otherwise, when we print out your comic, it's going to cut right off. So make sure that you work within those margins because we want to be able to see your work once it's done. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my name, and I'm going to write here by ML and my last name, Arturi. That way we know who it is, and you can get the credit that you deserve for all this hard work. So I'm just going to move my typing so that it's in the middle a little bit. And that's it. There you have it. It's pretty straightforward and easy to use. When you save it, all you're going to do is that, save, title it your first name, last name, underscore unit 3. Put it on the desktop and you can save it as a Comic Life 2 document. So that's important. At this point in time, you guys should also have a USB for every single unit that you're doing from this point forward or onward, because you're going to be working with the computer a lot. Next thing you're going to do is you're not finished. You've got to go to File and you've got to export it now, because I will not be able to open that saved file on any computer. I need to be able to open it on every computer that I'm on. So you're going to go to, but you have to export it in order for that to happen. So you go to File, Export, and then Export to Images. Once you've done that, you'll notice that the window that pops up is much different. And that's because it's going to change it into a specific file. For this assignment, you're going to choose the format TIFF, and it defaults at TIFF, so you don't have to worry about that. And you're going to choose either 150 or 300 DPI. I'm going to use 300 DPI because that's a large file and it'll be crisp and clear. And then I'm going to export it. And it's going to export it directly onto the desktop. So when you minimize that, you'll notice, where'd it go? It's not there. There it is. It's right there. Sorry. So it just saves it as a TIFF. Usually what it does, it creates a folder and it puts your file into that folder, but it didn't do that for me this time. So that's what it looks like. So you see the title, you'll see the color of the background, the 3 frames, the images, all the filtering that you did, the word bubbles, and your name. Okay, so it's as simple as that, you guys. I hope you have fun. If you have any questions, I'll be on the floor. Check my floor times, and you can consult with me then. Okay, take care. Have fun.